Right, everyone. So today I want to explain to you how to properly do citations using APA style or actually any other type of reference, to be honest. The goal here is to make sure that you are properly citing your work, okay? And I'm going to cover both in-text and the bibliography in a very quick video so that you don't lose any more points on your assignments or you don't do mistakes because of this. All right, so let's dig right into it. So the first option we're going to use is Word. This is my favorite option because normally you already write your reports on Word. You might as well use it to create the references as well. All right, so here I have my Word open. I have a completely empty a completely empty Word sheet on it. So now what I'm going to do is to basically show you how to properly do citations. Now, there's two main things when it comes to references. There's two main things that we need to talk about. The first one is in-text citation, and the second one is called bibliography. All right, bibliography is the thing that part of the document at the end where you list all the stuff. Now, the problem is that most times students just put a link to the website they read, or for example, they put just a very small description of the website, and basically it's incomplete or it's wrong, and you end up losing a lot of points because of that. What we need to remember is that whenever you're doing references, you're actually not just making your work better, but you're also making sure that in case you made a mistake or you said something stupid, for example, on your report, then you can say, wait a minute, it's not my fault, it's what I read on this and this source. Okay, so ideally what you're looking for is to multiple sources that confirm what each other are saying, and you kind of cross-reference basically what they want. But anyway, the point right now is indeed to make sure that we create the sources. Now I'm going to put my Word file on just half a page, and I'm going to go here to my website, to my browser, and I'm going to look for a source to use as an example. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly type on Google, let's imagine definitions, or even better, long term assets and short-term assets, so like some accounting terms. All right, so okay, Investopedia. All right, on another video you can look for what it is a good source and a bad source. Okay, but for now I'm just going to pick a website as a quick example. So I'm going to use this website over here. All right, it defines long-term assets, it defines a whole bunch of things. All right, and you're doing your report, you read this site and you say this is a good reference for my site. All right, so for example, what you can say is the first step whenever you're writing something, let's imagine that the title is definition of long-term assets. All right, there you go. There you go. All right, so this is my title. So I go here, make it pretty. Okay, another mistake there. Okay, and now I start writing. Okay, now there's two techniques here. Okay, one, for example, one option is that you can immediately say the author and then summarize what he said, or you can first summarize and at the end say the author. To be honest, it's relatively the same. Most people don't mind one or the other, okay, as long as the references are correct. So in this case, what I'm going to do is, let's imagine I'm going to summarize. Okay, long-term assets are, and then I would keep on writing. Okay, I'll keep on writing until I summarize what's the important points here. Now, the important thing is not to copy paste. The important thing is to write it on your own words. All right, on your own words. Because if you just copy paste, even if you put the name of the author, you're basically committing, let's say, plagiarism. Okay, and you want to avoid that. So let's imagine I wrote here a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, blah 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 blah. Okay. And there you go. Okay, this is my my text. Now, all right, actually I'm gonna make it pin I'm just going to make it prettier, random text generator. Okay, here you go, plain text in whatever English and blah blah blah. I'm just going to use this here as the example. Okay, so let's imagine that, oh, that's actually too much there, just a paragraph. Perfect. Okay, so this is the example of something whatever wrote. Okay, let's imagine it's the summary of this site. Okay, now it's time to reference. How do we reference? Very simple. You go to references, okay, and then there's different options. For example, some people like to do footnotes, but footnotes should not be used for references. Footnotes should be used to indicate something about what you're saying, but that really does not go along with the document. So you kind of, it's like saying, okay, here's a small side note. So we're not going to use that. The proper way is to do a citation, which is right here. Okay, so it's citation. All right, if you notice, I don't have any new sources. I don't have any sources listed here, so I'm going to add a new one. And this box comes open. All right, and basically this first question we need to answer, what kind of source is it? Now there's many things. There's books, book section, journals, blah blah blah. Okay, there's many different types of sources. Now in this case it will be a website. All right, but you have to select the one that it's the most appropriate for you. Okay, in this case I'm going to cite a website, and then later I'm also going to cite a research paper, just to give an example. Okay, so I cite my website. Now what you see here is the bare minimum. If you really want to go beyond and do a proper reference, you would have to click here and you would have to fill all the ones that you can hear. But to be honest, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep it very simple and just going to put the bare minimum. Okay. Now, what we have here, first of all, is we need to find the author. Okay, let's see, who is the author? Normally it's at the very top or at the very end. Okay, so here it is. Okay, actually this guy is the one that reviewed the definition, but we're gonna assume is the author. Okay, because it's the name of a person, we're gonna have to open this button here, edit, and we put his last name. In this case it's Murphy, so Murphy, and then first name is Chris, so I'm just gonna put Chris, and middle is B, and I add that. If there were more authors, you just keep on adding them, and at the end click OK. All right, so here is Murphy Chris, and this is the name of the author. Okay, now name of the web page. All right, now web page is basically where you are right now. It's the title of the page where you are right now. Website is the big website to which this page belongs to. So for example, this web page is called long-term assets, but the name of the website is actually Investopedia, like you see over there. All right, then what you need to do is to put the day, the year this was written. So for example, it was written in 2019, or at least reviewed in 2019. Okay, in month of May, and the day is 17, and then you just copy the link and put it there. All right, and with that, boom, you have your in-text reference. Look to that, look how pretty. Okay, and with this you guarantee that it's correct. Now even if later you wanted to change, the beauty of this is that you can go edit and it will automatically change. Okay, so this is the example for a website. Now I want to give you the example for an academic paper. So let's go to Google Scholar. All right, there it is. So let's go to Google Scholar, and now I'm gonna type, let's see, something about I don't know, hotel management, for example. All right, so this is a book. Okay, let's see, here it is. A woman's place in hotel management, upstairs or downstairs. All right, I have no idea what it is, but it does give me the PDF, so I'm gonna go and actually open in a new tab. So I basically right click, and here you go, we have a research paper. All right, is it a research paper? Okay, this, for example, would not be a good research paper because this one does not show me the journal. So I'm going to try to maybe look for something else. You know, just going to type here, PDF, academia, edu. This tends to be a good one. All right. If there was no mistake, no error, let's see this one here. All right. Okay, there you go, view PDF. And now we're talking. Okay, so here we have a research paper, quite a long one actually, as you can see. Okay, there's on it 37 pages. I'm just going to use as an example. Once again, let's imagine that I'm going to copy this here, and this is just a summary of this research paper we're talking about. All right, in this case, again, I'll do insert citation. Now notice that the previous source that I added is still there, but I'm going to add a new one, and now it's a journal article. Okay, journal article. So now what we have here, or sorry, okay, journal article it is. So this one is very simple. First of all, authors. Okay, authors. So the last name of this gentleman is Ingram, and first name Paul, and I add, and now another one, Roberts. Okay, Roberts. Peter, first name, and W is the middle name, and I add. So in this case I have two authors, and I put there. Okay, title. The title is there, and I just copy friendly competition in Sydney, and hotel industry. Very good. Journal name. Okay, journal name, normally it's on the first page, not here, but if you scroll down you're gonna see, here we go. Where are you? By the University of G. Actually, I can go to the previous site. Here you go. I can also check here. All right, where are you? Sometimes it's a little bit tricky, but apparently, okay, we don't know what it is. We just know it's called AJS, so we keep it like that. It's not our issue. September 2000, so the year is 2000, and then pages 387, as you can see over here, and the last page is 423 to 423. And with that, okay, boom, there you go. All right, it is a little bit time consuming to do one by one. I understand that, okay, and no one enjoys, but here's the big advantage. By the end of the report, you've been doing this, all right, and by the end of the report, to do your bibliography, all you have to do is to go here to bibliography, you click on bibliography, and look, it does it automatically for you. Even you could even, for example, change from APA style to, for example, let's imagine you want Harvard, and there you go, Harvard style. The important part here is to always make sure that you do the bibliography, and you will be fine, okay? This, I guarantee that you do your bibliography and you don't have to worry about knowing all the little rules about how to do sourcing, how to do the referencing, because Word does it for you. So just keep it simple. The second option we're going to use is actually, well, to go online. Okay, there are many websites that can help us. I'm going to show you one of them, but you can easily find others that will do the same thing. All right, so what happens when you actually don't have Word, for example, or basically you're just looking for something to quickly do the reference and you don't want to worry too much, you just want the bibliography, you don't need the in-text reference. For that case, for example, there's many tools online that you can use, okay? If you remember, we used this website before, okay? And I'm just going to copy the link because we're going to need it in a bit. Now, I'm going to separate here. On the left, you have your long-term assets page from Investopedia that I showed you. And on the right, I'm going to put this page. Now, this page is called citethisforme.com. It's a great little page because basically you can just go like here. And let me just make this, there you go. And let's imagine you want to cite a website. So you just put there the link, you search, and there you go. It will tell you what they found, but what they could not find. All right. So you continue. and now you just have to fill in the missing information. So for example, who's the author, like we did before. All right, we're gonna do first name is Chris, last name is Murphy. All right, and with that, that's all the information. Publisher, no need because we have a website already there, and that's it. So I'm gonna complete my citation. Now it's generating. Okay, and here you go. Here it is, my bibliography. I can, for example, now just copy in-text citation. All right, I'm gonna close this. All right, so I copied it. I can go to Word, scan, delete this whole thing, and here's my in-text citation. If you want at the end, you can just copy for your bibliography. Okay, you can just copy bibliography. Again, you have to close it because this is the free version, but there it is, your bibliography. Okay, this website is actually quite useful. I'll make sure to put the website as well on the description of the video so that you can access, but it's indeed a very, very good way of doing. You can also change, like I said, you can change for whatever you want, APA for example, and it automatically changes. It's a very easy to use website, and it allows you indeed to make sure that you have your references correct. Keep this in mind, that if you're doing a very long paper, it's easier to use Word. If you're using a small paper, if you just need 2-3 references, this is the best. Now I'm gonna go just quickly back and have for journal. Okay, now for journal there's other options. Okay, when you're talking about journal, for example, like the one we saw over here, all right, sometimes the link where you found it works, all right, like here, but then you have to select the result that best matches the source. Okay, and you select. In this case, none of them are. All right. Other option you have is, a lot of times they have a small reference number called DOI, and you can try to use that as well. All right. For example, it's over here. You can try to use this one. All right, and here, see this weird long number that you find on papers, you copy it, and friendship among competitors, there you go, and you say you want to cite this one, and boom. But as you can see, all it found was the website and the website title, so actually you're gonna have to fill most of the information anyway. It's a little bit of a gamble. Sometimes you are able to get everything, sometimes you have to fill, but that's life. Okay, now with this, just like I said, website is great if you only have 2 references, but I would use Word just because you get so used to it that it becomes quite quick to do. Last thing I want to talk with you about is about the type of sources that you can use on a paper, okay, and the different qualities that those sources can have. All right, so we're gonna start from highest quality to lowest quality, or in other words, from good stuff to garbage. Okay, what is good stuff? Good stuff, basically anything that comes out of Google Scholar tends to be high quality reference, okay, because you're gonna only find books, you're gonna find academic sources there, and anything that comes out of there, it's guaranteed you'll be fine. The problem is sometimes you don't get the full paper, you just get a little bit of part of it. But when you find a paper, it looks something like this, for example. Now this is a academic paper about very specific topics, okay. Besides that, it's always good as well to use books, are also very good, okay, and that's pretty much it. You also have a third option, which is specialty magazines. For example, if you quote a newspaper, if you quote The Economist, if you quote The Times or The New York Times or Forbes magazine, all those are also good because they're well-established papers, but they're not as good as using a research paper like the one I'm using on the screen right now. So your number one priority when doing research or when finding sources should be Google Scholar. Okay, this is really good. Then another very good source, for example, is to have government data or official data. For example, here is the website of the World Bank, and they have a whole lot of data about, obviously, mostly economics, okay? But Everything that I told you so far is good. Okay, so highest quality academic papers, and then we have magazines, books, government data, and so on. All right, but what is bad quality reference? Okay, bad quality reference would be, for example, when you go on Google, you type something and comes out something like this. Okay, I typed leaders versus managers. Now, why is this not a good source? I have nothing against the author. In this case, it's Lisa McHale. I have nothing against her, but this is not a proper reference for academic work because we don't know who she is, all right? And anyone can create an article like this, all right? Anyone, and therefore there's no guarantee that actually there is a good quality here. Okay, just because it looks pretty does not mean it's good. Now, these type of websites you should avoid the most, all right? You get more quality out of one research paper than out of 10 websites like this, all right? And that would make your research paper go, your research go better. Now, whenever you're writing an assignment, your focus should be to have at least half of your references should be good. At least half of them should come out of books or research papers, so on. The other half you can use websites, but make sure that you use good websites. For example, Resourceful Manager, it's not a good website to do research. Okay, what are good websites? Websites, for example, Investopedia tends to be quite good. All right, or for example, newspapers. All official sources, or all sources that they have people specialized on it. At no point should you ever use Wikipedia as a source, but okay, you can a lot of times. Okay, let's imagine that I'm doing Wikipedia topic, for example. Let's see, long-term assets. All right, so I went on Wikipedia, fixed asset, there you go. Now I should not quote this, but the thing with Wikipedia is that at the end you have always references there. Okay, for example, here I only have 2, but you could use some of these references to go research another place where you can get better information, for example. All right, with this, so to summarize, just letting you know, there's pretty much two big categories of data. So you have the 3 big categories, sorry. So your number 1 is research paper, the one you should be trying the most. Number 2, but equally good, would be official sources, for example, government sources and books and magazines and any good and strong source. And finally, the third category, which is the one you should avoid, which is blogs and websites that have no credibility or no peer review behind them. All right, that's it. As you can see, it's quite easy, and now you don't have any more excuse not to do your references wrong. Okay, just follow the tips that I gave you and you will be fine. All right, if you have any questions, just comment on the video and I'll make sure to answer them as soon as I can.